Wow, look at that. That's glorious. So this is the sloppy mechanics, what they call the best cam. I mean, feels pretty substantial. Looks like they did a pretty good job machining. So I'm going to cover this thing in assembly lube and get this thing back in the block. All right, new cam's in there. Getting ready to put the cam plate in. So I'm looking at the old plate versus the new one. Try to get you guys a good side by side. Just hopefully these bolts stay put. The ridge on the old one on that gasket is basically gone. So I wonder if that is why those lifters stopped getting oil. Because I know that gasket is critical for oil pressure around the cam area. So as you can see, yeah, that new one's got a nice thick bead going, and the old one's basically got nothing. This one does have a little bit different of a bolt. Takes a Torx, which, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna put this plate on there and then get ready to redo the timing and then hopefully seal up that timing cover. All right, this is where the party gets a little more difficult. So now I have to get my timing right and throw this gear back in. So let's see how this is chilling. Hopefully that didn't just slip. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time here. So that's close. It looks like I need to rotate the whole chain like just a little bit so I can get that line back up. So I need to go, I think, down and over like one more. All right, so I got my little index mark. That's down right there. You see that? That's aligned from the oil pump to that tooth. You can see my markers on the timing cover gasket, that chain, and that pulley. And you can see my two markers over there. So everything's lined up and set exactly how it should have. Again, there's probably much easier ways to do this, and yeah, feel free to obviously do it your own way, but we're, I think, getting there. So I'm gonna go torque these things down and prepare to get the timing cover back on. So doing a little work on the bench. Got that old crankshaft seal out. Got a new one, but yeah, the whatchamacallit, Milwaukee heat gun definitely helped out big time loosening that thing up, because that was definitely the original one. So I prepped most of the surface already on the backside. I'm gonna put that new gasket on there and then slap this thing back on the front of the engine. Sun's going down. Temperature definitely dropped a lot. Timing cover with new gaskets in. These surfaces were prepped for the water pump as well. I'll probably throw the harmonic balancer in And then I got quite a lot of schmutz. I got to figure out how I want to clean all that up as well. That's going to wrap it up for today. I feel like I made okay progress. Still got to finish putting on that balancer. Didn't want to play nice. Got the heads in the garage. Going to look for the spring compressor, and then if I can't find one, I'll either rent or buy one. Yo, it's the next day. Weather's still holding here in Michigan. It's the 18th of December, and it's 45 degrees out, so it's supposed to rain a little bit later today, and I'm going to try to make some more headway on the Avalanche. I just don't want to keep the engine open any longer than it has to be, so I'm trying to explore different options to prep the head surface for the new head gaskets. And I'm currently on my way to the auto parts store. It's getting a valve spring compressor, so I've never used one of these, so this is going to be something a little different. I'm going to go pick up this tool. I might see if they have one of those rotary sanding brush things for that surface prep. If not, try to explore other options and see what might work with this. All right, guys, so here's that cam. You can see those lobes got absolutely chewed apart. And then the lifters got stuck. So it only ended up contacting the top, but yeah, you can see that's pretty messed up. Anyways, but today we are getting to the heads. So I'm gonna start with pulling these valve springs. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least. So hopefully this tool doesn't suck. This is a O'Reilly's rental. Wow, I don't really have high expectations, but again, I could be wrong. But let's see what happens. So it's not grabbing the bottom of the spring, but I'm gonna see if I can just maybe gotta have these hang off the bench a little bit just to make sure the valve is staying up. Ooh, that's juicy. That's not working. All right, so I got my first one out. As you can see, this thing does not grab these well at all. And to be honest, this thing scares the daylights out of me. So I'm gonna fully release this in here. And then I'm probably gonna put on safety glasses for this just in case. It's always a good idea when there's the potential for parts flying and things hit you in the face. So I did pick up this little handy dandy magnet tool, which is good to keep the little retainer things. So here's our one of those springs. So I'm going to throw you guys in a time lapse and yeah, enjoy watching me struggle on getting these out. Okay, so I think this is one of the most dangerous tools I've ever used. It's literally designed to slip off the valve. So I don't know if you can see on this one, it's about to come off on this side, and yet it's under all that tension. So I might just wait till the Amazon one arrives. Because yeah, this thing's a pile of garbage. I watched a few videos on, you know, how to use these, but again, as you can see, like it's literally, they're flanged downward. So it's designed to slip basically off that spring, and then, you know, who knows what happens. Very disappointed with this. I guess that's just the way it is. Again, I'm not fully discounting, you know, user error, of course, but this just seems incredibly dangerous. And it just does not seem to be able, I can't seem to get a good hold on it. Like even that right there, it's angled, so it's gonna slip off the spring. Just for giggles, I am gonna try to get this one out too, just to see what'll happen. So, I mean, I'm trying to pinch these together so they stay on that spring too. Again, you know, I'm not trying to get my fingers caught in anything, but man, that is sketchy. So, yeah, there you go. Giving it one last go. I put it in the vise. I bent the prong to the end to where what would seem to make sense to me. Let's see if I can get this thing lined up. All right, here we go. Last attempt on the O'Reilly's valve spring compressor before it goes back. Again, trying to keep my fingers safe. Oh, that does not feel good. That does not inspire confidence. But I think it's holding. Let's see if that valve is, yep, it's able to float. So now I'm gonna just kind of push it down. All right. See if I can get these tires out. Nope. Go a little bit more. Oh, I don't like that. Oh yeah, no thanks. Push it down. It's close. All right, that was very sketchy, and I'm not going to use that tool to put the new springs in. Springs and retainers are out. I'm going to also replace all the valve stem seals while I'm in it, because I did order new ones of those. So I'll probably pop all the valves out, maybe give those a little clean. Probably clean up these gasket surfaces as well, including the side that actually mates to the engine, which is going to be right over here. So you can see that is desperately in need of cleanup. There's a little bit of like a carbon ridge at the end where the valve goes into the block. But yeah, it looks like that actually just cleans up with a little bit of rubbing. So I'll probably use some brake clean, clean these up within reason. Make sure they're seating good, and then put those new valve seals in, springs, retainers. That sounds crispy. These things are cleaned up a little more than how they originally were. I'm gonna see if there's any places locally that'll do any sort of like hot tank cleaning or something with the parts wash. All those valve seals also have to come out. I just figured, I mean, if I'm this far out, I'm gonna be doing this all the way. I might as well just get these things hot tanked or fully cleaned. So I'm gonna go explore some of those options and I'll let you guys know how that goes. All right, so we're on our way to Chesterfield Engines in Chesterfield Township. So I made a few calls and sure enough, they do some cleaning, jet, hydro, tank cleaning. So they gave me a really good price on the two heads, and they said if you drop them off today, you can pick them up tomorrow. And I was like, sold. So I'm heading there now. I also brought the valves, just curious to see about their opinion, what I should do to kind of clean those things up as well. All right, just leaving Chesterfield Engines if you guys need them. Oh, here we go. Hold on. There we go. There's your sign if you guys need them for anything. Cool guy, Jerry, inside. They apparently rebuild everything from marine to heavy equipment to forklifts. So yeah, good guy. I'm excited to see what these heads look like on the way out. He did tell me I did kind of make a mistake with the valves. I should have numbered those rather than just kind of pop them out, plop them all over the place. So that's going to be quite the adventure to sort through those and relap those. All right, well, I'm on the way home and I'll catch you guys when it comes time to assemble the heads.